On to you, Capricorn. So you have the Nine of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Emperor, the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Tower. So for you, Capricorns, right? Like I said before, I'm gonna do 4 videos now instead of 6. Shout outs to all the people that came through and got readings from me. Come through and get some more readings so I can go ahead and keep the show going. Also, too, yeah, that's pretty much what it is that I wanted to say. Yeah, so if you want your videos done first, out of the 12 in each batch, give me the most views, I'll do your video first. So the Nine of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. This represents you, Capricorns. A lot. Again, there seems to be a trend here where, you know, a lot of the zodiac signs are just kind of bailing out now that a lot of you get the idea, right? The idea of what to look out for, when to look out for it, to where if you and a person happen to be crossing swords, not really seeing eye to eye, a lot of you are going to leave, right? You've already been through the stage where it's like, listen, you were trying to get to know somebody. If it doesn't work out and the two of you are not even in a relationship, but the two of you are already starting off clashing heads. Yeah, right? Clashing heads, clashing swords, just not really getting along. The Ten of Swords, you Capricorns are not putting up with that because you've been there before. You know where it ends. They're scapegoating you for all of their dysfunctional behavior. So the Seven of Pentacles represents, you know, you want something real and you know you're not going to get it from those people who are wasting their time, wasting your time. So the Knight of Pentacles represents, right, you want all the people who are listening to what it is that you have to say just so that they can know how to particularly waste your time. They have to listen to what it is that you have to say and over time and get to know you, right? So that you Capricorns can actually get to know what a more committed relationship would be like with them. So, because what's going on here is for you Capricorns, a lot of you Capricorns are really under the situation where a lot of you Capricorns really, people have to get to know you. People have to get to know the person that they supposedly want to be in a relationship with, right? You know, how are they going to not even get to know the person, but dating them, but bringing all these problems, but expect them to continue to date them? That doesn't work like that. So then you have the Ten of Wands, which is, you know, you're tired of carrying that type of responsibility on your back where people try to load you up with not only the things that you did, right? And rightfully so, because you should take responsibility for it, right? But only the things that you did. It should never be them scapegoating you, right? Capricorn, scapegoat, for their own problems too. If they know that they didn't want to hang out with you, they should have said that, or they should have not been in your life enough for that, right? They should have said that. They shouldn't have kept you around if that was the case. They shouldn't have wasted your time. They should have respected your time by letting you know above the table, look, I know you like me. You and I aren't really going to be a thing because I don't really like you like that. And I'm letting you know so I don't waste your time. So I don't necessarily want to be getting to know you. So if you still stick around and you hang out in my places, you hang out in my spots, you know, the spots that I usually go after I showed you where some of my spots are, or I let you in on where some of my spots were, and this, that, and the third, you still come around, that's on you. I can't take responsibility for that because I'm letting you know up front that I'm not really interested. The Empress now represent the Emperor, excuse me. The Emperor now is about how, but yeah, you Capricorns are taking your own power back by realizing that, you know, if they don't do that, you don't have to, you know, if they don't do that, you're just not taking responsibility for it, you know, because that's one of the things that people will do to earth signs, particularly, yeah, earth signs in general. But particularly with Capricorn, they will try to scapegoat the mess out of you. Everything in the world happens to be your fault, even though it's not. And Capricorn still tries to make up for the nonsense that you do. People will still try to blame you for the nonsense that they're doing. So a lot of you Capricorns realize that that's a dub. That's not what it is. And that's them trying to get you caught up in the idea that everything was your fault and that you were boring. And that's why the two of you didn't get together, which is a lie, because the Ace of Pentacles represents you have self-love. A lot of you Capricorns have self-love. You know the differences. A lot of times people will come to me, right? Sometimes people will come to, especially during lives. That's why it is I'm real iffy about lives. But because people want to act stupid during live streams and stuff like this, right? And that's one thing that I noticed. People will come to me, right? And what they'll do is they'll try to make it seem like, oh, you're projecting. Factually, I don't project. You want to know how? Because those things that I am accusing the other person of or criticizing for, I don't do myself. And that's what self-love is. Here they are trying to scapegoat you, Capricorns. Oh, it was your fault. Right? Those people from the past who would scapegoat you. It's your fault. The reason why it didn't work out is it's your fault. You should have been more on point. You should have been this. You should have been that. No, because you Capricorns don't display that dysfunction anymore. Or you never did. But the realization about it was you never did in the first place. Or you don't do it anymore, even if you used to. So now, all of that projection talk, yeah, that's a dub on their part. And they have to take that because you don't do that. So what are they trying to prove? What are they trying to mask exactly? So now you know for future references, when they try to talk that nonsense, it's not even going to work. It's going to be like, yeah, that's a dub because I don't do that. Try it again. You lying. And it's going to make them look even more stupid because the Three of Swords and the Tower is about how, again, they don't like to know that their world is crumbling down because you realize that these people are only for relationships because they don't bring any value to the table other than maybe their looks. They're nothing but a trophy. They're just there to sit there and look pretty and do whatever it is that you want them to. They've objectified their own self, but they got a problem with other people objectifying them, even though they have objectified their own self. But here's the situation, though. You're not objectifying them. They're trying to project because of their misplaced anger at the fact that they've objectified themselves. Valuable people bring value to a relationship. They bring value to the people around them. So let's clarify the Tower. So to clarify the Tower, we have the Six of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Hermit. They're going to come back, but you won't have the time to be paying attention to them because we're clarifying the Tower. The Three of Pentacles and the Hermit represents because you'll be too busy trying to get to know other people.